Look at value. So if we get up to here, have a look at all of that offside selling. But at the moment, we're seeing this market being anchored to the downside by basically these sellers. But when we look at the way the market's behaving, you can tell that this is very much program trading dominated. There's people on the sidelines trying to make headway into all of those minutes. And so who's going to prosper when there's an absence of big players? A machine is just going to take money left, right, and center. That's what it's doing. It's just pinging this around pretty quickly. But you can see who the biggest group is here to get caught. I think that was a heap of just stops going off. This is accumulation, and the market sold into that. The next time these orders appeared, notice how the market then rallied away from it. So I'm just trying to put the pieces together. If traders see these big orders in the book as magnets for the price to get back down to it after they've watched it a couple of times, then put them in again, and you'll have traders come and hit the short side looking to pick up a couple of ticks. And then they become the fuel to help a move to the upside, but also it keeps out other buyers from getting in the way of this big buyer getting a decent run to the upside. Why would someone come in and hit that with some size here, even though you can see all of this buying down here? Because the last time a big order came in, that's what the market did. So looking for traders to try to emulate what happened before, but the market goes the other way. But isn't that bidding up now at a higher level? We haven't seen it before. Look at value here to here, and then finally it's shifting upwards. So you've got sellers coming in and selling into this. Now, I don't know who's going to win. I'm positioned on the long side and I'm just following what the market's doing. It's buyers coming in higher and higher. If the market moves up to here, this seller here and this seller, that's going to potentially fuel movement up here. And what else is up there? Well, I mean, where we are now, look at all the short inventory. It's huge. So what's nerve-wracking is, oh my God, it's taking so long. Maybe it's not going to go. But isn't that a trap in itself? The fact that it's not going up is going to entice sellers to come in. I'd say all of this buying, exclude the big buy, where there's 140 odd and there's a couple of 50s. The rest of it, that's that big buyer's competitor. That buyer doesn't want those traders in there, because when you're trying to take profits and you become a market maker, you don't want all these guys offering good prices to offside shorts. Notice the pace of the DOMs really sped up. That's done on purpose because it starts to tighten the screws. So I'm going to try and take some money up here. I was looking for shorts to get really hurt here, and I'm not seeing that. I saw the market go up, but it didn't pound offside shorts. All I've seen is that big players now taking their money. You know what it also does? Well, they took some partial profits, but also what they did at the same time is put a big message out to everyone. Let's go short here. And you're looking for selling to try to emulate it. Also means that all that selling, that some of the shorts who are offside are going, oh, we're okay, here comes big sellers behind us. So they don't cover. They'll be leaning on that. So I can use now this as a launch for another buy. So someone who worked all that out faster than what I just did got in there. See the difference? So when you think about the different levels of trading skill, someone who worked out what was going on there faster than me is able to act faster than me. What does that do? That gets them, if they've done what I did, took money off, they're back in virtually at where they got out. And you know what? They've got a cushion. Now you're getting some short covering. You saw the way the market moved that time. And we know how many short traders are offside up here. So that big 200 there, is that trader taking profits? Given how big I think their position was and the fact that they've potentially now got completely out of it, I've got flat. Just took a long off these little multiple failures, this higher level. Not much of one, didn't get too carried away from an odds perspective. Getting back in wherever I did back here, that's much earlier in the deal, isn't it? This is much later, and we're in this little two-sided piece. So I'm adjusting my sizing accordingly. Back on side, but I keep seeing this bid disappear. There you go, it's gone again. Bailed out of that for a tiny loss. And I've gone long again. Quite often in the Aussie, you'll see it push down. I know that a lot of traders would look to typically get short, but what I saw happen is someone come in and seriously buy up. Look at that. Plus the multiple points of evidence, not just one. So up to VWAP's not a bad spot to be flat. So from down here, getting in and out and then back in, this actually ends up generating a pretty decent payout.